Week 6 of the fantasy basketball season is on its way here tonight, but here's a few centers you could get on the waiver wire that can help you out. The first guy is Naz Reid of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Last week, he was on this waiver wire list, and once again, he's on it. Karl-Anthony Towns. No word yet when he's going to return. But right now, Naz Reid, he's putting up big numbers this week, replacing Towns. 14 points, 4.3 rebounds a game, 1.5 assists, a great 2.3 blocks, 1.5 threes per game, 58% from the field, and 100% from on the line. So last week, he was ranked number 24, and on the season, he's ranked number 26. So this season, Karl-Anthony Towns, he just hasn't stayed healthy for whatever reason. And Naz Reid, he's filling in well, and he's helping in pretty much every category. And he's out there still somehow in 73% of fantasy leagues. He's definitely worth the pickup, and a guy you could plug in at your center position and have confidence in until Towns comes back. So he's the first ad at center. The second one's Robin Lopez of the Washington Wizards. The Wizards, they finally played a basketball game last night after they were postponed since January 13th. So it was their first game in 11 days for the Wizards. And Robin Lopez, obviously, he's going to play a decent role now with this Wizard team, with Thomas Bryant out for the season with the torn ACL, and Rolo 24 minutes of play, 3 for 5 from the field, 8.7 rebounds, 5 assists and a block. So he helped in a bunch of categories, and that's what he's going to do, Lopez. He's a solid player. He was never a big scorer, obviously, in his career, but he's going to do a lot of the little things to help fantasy owners and try to help his basketball team win. And he's available in 89% of fantasy leagues. I definitely think he's worth an ad at the center position. The next center that's worth an ad this week on the wire is his teammate and newly signed Alex Len of the Washington Wizards. I spoke about Len the other night when he signed with Washington. So if you didn't see that video, go check it out. But anyway, Len, he made his debut last night with his new basketball team, and he played pretty well with Len. And him and Rolo, like I said in that video, these guys, they're probably going to split. And that's what we saw last night in the game versus San Antonio. Rolo played 24 minutes, and Len played 21. 4 or 6 from the field he went, 2 for 4 from the line, 11 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and he even added a 3. So Len, he's available in 98% of fantasy leagues, and it looks like he's going to carve a role out here for this Wizard team, playing anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes. So him and Lopez, they're going to split time filling in for Thomas Bryant. And if you need center help, we've seen Len over the years have some big games and decent stats. So I think Len's worth a decent pickup this week at the center position. The next one's Zubac of the Los Angeles Clippers. So Zubac, he's been coming on of late and playing decent minutes. And on the season, he's been pretty good, Zubac. Ranked 149th, but last week he was ranked 56 with 9.7 points, 9.7 rebounds, 1.3 blocks, 80% from the field, and 100% from the line. So Zubac, his specialties rebounding and scoring. He can average a double-double if his minutes per game do go up. And we've seen the last 2 out of 3 ball games now. His minutes have been 23, then 15, and then 24 last night versus the Thunder. So Zubac, like I said, he's going to help in rebounds and points, and he's a cheap guy to get on the wire, and he's out there in 75% of fantasy leagues. So like I said, he's a guy to go out there and get. He's going to get you cheap rebounds and points, and he'll help you in points leagues and head-to-head matchups, and it'll also help you in your field goal and free throw percentage. So Zubac, he's definitely worth an ad. And the fifth and final center to add on waivers this week's Daniel Theis of the Boston Celtics. So Theis, he's starting to get things going now for this Celtic team. And he's playing about 25-30 minutes a game. And last week, he was the 16th best player in fantasy basketball. 15 points a game, 6 rebounds, an assist, a steal, a block, a 3, 100% from the line, and 80% from the field. On the season, he's ranked 130th. But last week, he stepped his game up. He's available in only 54% of fantasy leagues. So Theis, he's getting it going. He's the main center over there right now in Boston, and I think he's better than Tristan Thompson all around. And he's a player that should be owned in most fantasy leagues, especially after coming off the 16th best ranking of the week for all players in fantasy. He's definitely worth an answer. That's a few centers I would add on waivers here in week 6 of the fantasy basketball season.